We're joined by Dr. Meir Javedanfar, Iran lecturer at Reichman University. Meir, good to have you back on the show with me here, joining us from Tel Aviv. Look, the best we can decipher, President Trump now maybe steering away from an arms control deal, something we saw sort of out of the Obama era, more of a disarmament that would essentially leave the regime in Iran intact and provide the money. You know, where might these talks take things?
Well, David, welcome to the new science and art of Trumpology. We had astrology, which we try to see based on where the stars are. You know, we try to predict the future. And now we have the new science of Trumpology. Based on erratic and sometimes contradictory statements, we try to see where President Trump wants to go somewhere. Well, the one thing I have to tell you, David, about Trumpology is give up. Okay, we don't know where he's going.
We can't give up. He just started. We can't give up yet. We got to stay in this field of science.
You got to stay, but to try to see where his comments as if there are stars where they're navigating. That's what I mean. You just can't. So we just have to take it at one statement at a time of where we're going. It's very difficult to predict. This art of Trumpology has not been perfected yet. We only just started.
We're working on it.
We don't know what he's going to do with Iran, David. We don't know what he's going to do. Today, he's saying that he wants to reach a deal. What will that deal mean? I mean, I'll take you back to his first term. He exchanged 27 letters with the North Korean leader. And at the end, they met. They were very respectful to each other. Where did that get us? It's very difficult for us to know what he wants to do, what he's going to be his end game. But what we know is that he's placing the Iranian regime under unprecedented pressure, David. Unprecedented pressure at a time when, this is also important to note, when the regime is at a very vulnerable stage.
Well, along those lines, I mean, the Iranian proxies largely defamed across the Middle East, mainly on our borders, which you mentioned. The Iranian airspace has proven to be open to Israeli jets. It looks like at this point, Meir, that nuclear weapons, first of all, they've proven to be the only true staying power for any regime in the world. See Libya, see Ukraine, see Saddam Hussein. So in what reality could we expect this regime, whose central tenet is the destruction of Israel, one of them, to actually relinquish their nuclear program at this point?
Central tenet is to stay in power, David. That's the most important thing. Of course, they hate us. They hate us passionately, but not at the cost of, if it's between choosing regime survival and destroying Israel, then they would choose regime survival, which is one of the reasons why they have not made a nuclear weapon all these years. The Islamic Republic is very concerned about the fact that its hand is weak with Trump. And it's very concerned about the fact that this is also the person who walked out of the last nuclear deal. David, I was with I-24. We did so many interviews about the Iran nuclear deal. And there were some things that were said that were true, and some things that were said was scandalously untrue. And one of those scandalously untrue things was that it was easy for Khamenei to reach that deal. It was not. There was a hell of a lot of negotiations he had to do with his own factions beforehand. Although he's an enemy of the state of Israel, and if I can choose a parallel to what's going on with Hamas right now, just like Hamas kept the first, but it's part of the bargain with the first stage of the negotiations with the hostages, the Iranian regime also kept its part of the deal, and Trump walked out of the deal and then killed the apple of Ayatollah Khamenei's eyes, which was Qasem Soleimani. So Ayatollah Khamenei is standing before two very dangerous options, not just bad, David, dangerous. Either he ignores Trump and faces war, or he ignores his own people and faces one of the most, let's just say, potentially tumultuous periods in unstable periods in his regime's history. He's between these two choices. It's not an easy choice to make, especially for an 85-year-old man.
Meir Javedanfar, a lot taking place, obviously, on this front, as always. Good to have you back on the subject.
Thank you, sir.